All right, hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Brogan. Today we are doing another Simple Signal stream, and it has been a day and a half. It's been a day and a half. You might be able to see on the screen, 24-hour percentage, 2.3%. Everything we collectively did over the past day or two previous to today has gone in vain, I must say. But obviously we haven't fallen all the way down. It's not that completely negative, although it is a bit unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate. So I just seen a question actually. Now bounce. We will get into it. I will be reading some percentages first, just seeing what the market is in general, some prices, and then we will get onto the charts in a minute. We are testing a new indicator with the OGs in Crypto Warehouse. So the people who are in the OG Telegram, who are talking to us, who are the proper people. Obviously, the people who are on the YT OG area. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, you know. Then they also get added to the OG area. But for the people in there, I sent a new link to the indicator. So I believe Mimi Love hasn't, or Reza, I think, as well, hasn't seen it. Some people hasn't seen it. Just warning you guys that there are new indicators there as well. It is a buy and sell indicator. It is pretty good. It's pretty good. Obviously, not as financial advice. It's just a little tool. If you want to use it, you want to use it. If you don't, you don't. But if you want access to that, obviously, you come to Telegram. You'll find out all the instructions. And, you're probably asking yourself, how do I get to the Telegram? Well, go to the description. There's a link there. There should be a link anyway on both platforms. Just go to the Telegram, come ask, and we can sort something out. So, regardless, I think we'll get into some prices before I do, actually, as well. If you've got any coins you want me to cover during the stream, I believe there probably will be, because we've had a huge sell-off. Huge dump, so I'm expecting some people to maybe not know exactly what's going on, which obviously is fine. If you do have any coins you want to cover, put it in the chat. Also, if you're somewhere where the chat is moving quite fast, namely Binance, then do put it a couple times. I will read it out when I have seen it, add it to my list, and then we will look at it after we do the main coins, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. We will look at the the main coins. So anyway, I'm going to see what sort of prices we have. So we're fighting at 66 right now. An absolute shame. Obviously, there was an unfortunate I was expecting us to follow the same pattern we were going with. 69k was the next kind of aim. Obviously, I will get into exactly what I've done previously and up to now for Bitcoin in a minute when we get to the charts. I'll show you the price points I had, which haven't followed through. And I'll tell you the reasons why I think we are going to bounce a bit. Obviously, I will get into that because I'm going to be showing off some prototype indicators. Because we do have... obviously, I'm a busy person. I do things outside of streaming and trading. I do have some other skills, if you will, outside, and they namely include being able to comprehend and create indicators. So I do have some on the back burner, in the catalogs, if you will, which I'm going to be showing off. I'm going to open them up for like 5 minutes on the stream, just to see if anyone's interested, because I'm trying to get like not an empire, but I'm trying to get a collection of tools as per Crypto Warehouse, because there are some other traders out there who stream, and they do their things, they have their mentorship, this, that, and the other. But I feel like if we can create a couple of tools branded Crypto Warehouse, these are our tools, I think that would be a helpful thing. So I will show you some, and using those indicators, I'll tell you why I think we might have a bit of a bounce. Hopefully we do anyway. It'd be funny if we didn't. Bounce due to what I said. Can today 69k? I don't know. Obviously, we'll get into it. I don't know if we'll get that high. Obviously, I'll tell you all why. I'm not going to get distracted too much. I'm just going to go on to the price. I need to move on. So, Bitcoin, 66k, like I said, kind of fighting right now. Ethereum, 3,457. It was about 3,500 earlier in the day, and was also at 3,400. It's all over the place. Solana, $172, that is good. What's great about Solana, it always just respects my order blocks. I've gone to it a couple times, outside of the stream, just to see what's going on, not really doing too much on it. My main focus right now is kind of Bitcoin and Ethereum, just doing leverage trading on Bitcoin, just making, my money in there instead. Because, I was mainly doing kind of altcoins and trading them. I've kind of stuck to Bitcoin now, so I don't really look at coins mainly outside of Bitcoin. I do really just focus on Bitcoin. As of late anyway, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. So Solana is kind of on the back burner when it comes to looking at TA outside of streams. So that's why I normally say in the intros, I do want to look at Solana because I'm interested because of the fact I never look at it. However, I have looked at it once or twice before the stream. I do know we have been respecting all the blocks pretty well. However, I haven't looked since the dump in the market, but Solana is its own, it's a black horse, so it can do its own thing. And 172, I think it's a pretty good price regardless for Solana. Anyway, that's mainly the coins I want to look at, just to see what prices we're at. Going to move on to the chart now for Bitcoin, and I will tell you all exactly what I think of the charts. Let me have a quick sip of water, because I know my voice is going to get crazy. All right, so moving on to Bitcoin. It's messy. I've cleaned up the chart a tiny bit. I did delete some lines. However, you probably can't tell. I think my head's kind of in the way as well. So if I shimmy that there we go. And the price is in the bottom right there. So it might not look like it, but we have cleaned up. It is a lot easier. Oops, absolutely slam my mic. It's a lot easier to see what I've done and what I'm talking about when we're on the daily. So quickly go on to the daily, just show you what I'm talking about, and then we can move on to the lower time frames, mainly the 1 hour. So we've been holding our structure. We had this expanding triangle. We had this trend. Actually, I might delete this. I don't know. I think this is the weekly bull flag bringing us up towards 90k area up there. That's something. That's not a trend line. I might hide this actually for now. Just you'd have to see it. So the main lines I want to look at are these three. So we've got the 69,154. We've got 68,472. And this one at 67,313. So these were the lines. This was my TA I was doing in the OG group on Telegram. This was kind of the areas I was planning to kind of focus on as we were coming up in our expanding triangle, because we did catch a smaller expanding triangle within our big expanding triangle on the 4 hour, which kind of stopped us from coming down to the bottom. So the expectation was, we bounce, boom, we'd come up, okay, and then we were in this area about 67.3. We should probably come down towards the order block at about 64.3, being the support on the expanding triangle, and then bouncing, coming into it. Obviously, news, this, that, the other, a lot of things happened, kind of brought us up and then kept us there. And then we start to form a middle or a top end expanding triangle on the lower time frames within the big kind of range we had already. And you can see we respected that really nicely. Bounce there, boom, bounce there, bounce there. And then the one time I go to look at it to try and trade, because I was like, okay, cool. So obviously the price action, the main candle was within this 4 hour one. Also, I've gone to the lower time frame now. You can see how we got to there. You can see the general area was about 69k. And the reason why I was interested in 69,154, and I was confident in this, I'll tell you why, because we've done this 3 times. We had, obviously this area, I hadn't actually drawn one across, but you can see, I think it was about here, wasn't it? You can see there was this line about here, where if you shimmy it across, you can see the bounce was within here, obviously within the range of here. If we shimmy across, we can see we printed, 4 times 16 hours worth of printing at this price. So actually, let me delete this one, just a bit more accurate. We can see, each bounce we had, either whether it be off a trend line or not, was a previous test of a resistance and or support point we had previously when we were, over here back, June time, when we were coming down all the way to the bottom of the flag. So, coming back over, like I said, these were the price areas I had. So, I don't think I did anything too wrong here. I think this all makes sense so far. So my judgment was we've spent 4 times coming to previous resistance points. Obviously, here, over here, obviously here again, but here. I was like, okay, cool. So we've bounced off this. The structure was, it was a lot simpler on a different chart. We would break a resistance line, we'd go up to the next resistance line and come back to the previous resistance line as support. And we did that 3 times. It was a brilliant structure. It was amazing price action. And I thought, okay, so we've done this 3 or 4 times now. This is our trend. Surely the next one is number 1, 69,154. Because we were here at this point, we were in this range. I was like, okay, cool. We're coming up now. We've bounced off previous support. It was like back here. I can't remember exactly where it was. It might have been, it was here actually. We came to this area, obviously came a bit low, but 67, 170 was, entry. Okay, we came back to support, cool. So what's going to happen? Boom, bounce, boom, we've come back to support. Where's next? Coming back up towards the higher areas. Now our gradient, obviously if we draw it across, was like this, which brings us towards this area, about 68,961, coming towards 69. And again, like I said, where was the previous resistance point back, ages ago? Well, if we shimmy across, you can see we had brilliant support resistance, or mainly support at this price area. So I was like, okay, cool. This is where we're going to come to, 69k, and we didn't because we broke everything below. Also, apparently, big news, which isn't news. A certain presidential person is apparently hasn't been seen in a long time. I think it's 5 days, and apparently he's having a meeting or a call. I think tomorrow, which people think it's going to be AI because apparently he is God rest his soul, no longer with us. Hopefully not. Obviously, hopefully, whatever the hell. Not getting political here. That's not what we do. But just a statement that will probably be something important to pay attention to in the coming days when it happens. But anyway, so yeah, that was just the previous TA I had on Bitcoin. Glazing over it, grazing over it. I should probably say not glazing. Grazing over it because we mainly, as it was going on, we were talking about it in the OG group for the whole time. Because that's where I do the main TA constantly, no matter what time of day it is. Obviously, I'm not a 24/7 TA guy. I don't do TA all the time. People can be talking there, and I won't answer till later on in the day because I'm doing a lot of other things. But that was what we were talking about. But again, did it, and then we came to this resistance at 68 too, and then we just absolutely came all the way down. We just came all the way down. Boom, support. Okay, great, cool. We're doing it, and then we came to the next midline, and then we came down again. And then we came to the top line and then came down again. So now we're in this scenario, which is probably why everyone's like, oh my god, what's going on? And we've come down 2% in 24 hours. What the hell's going on? Well, this is everything caught up to speed. So, as of now, we've covered everything in the past. So now it's time to look at Bitcoin in the future, where we're going, what we're doing. Well, we have this very nice chart pattern. This is on the 1 hour, this is on the 30 minute. Went down to the 5 minute and the 1 minute, and they are pretty exact. So going from 1 hour, 4 hour onwards, we have this chart pattern. And this chart pattern, I believe it's, I had it originally drawn as a bullish expanding triangle, but then I realized I drew it wrong. This is I believe, a symmetrical triangle, I believe it's called, if I go to the chart patterns. If we go over here to chart patterns, we can see it's symmetrical expanding triangle. So this is something where we can go up or down. So this is either we go up, we bounce up here, or go down. Now, we can see market cipher B, what's going on. Really low, below the 60 mark, significantly. Momentum, pretty good, so when we print the green dot, that should go up. Fiat's been coming up, money flow is starting to come up a bit, so what do I expect? Disregarding every other sort of, are we going to break out, up or below? The only thing I can confirm right now is if we're coming up or not, when I think, if you ignored everything, okay, obviously these are resistance points for the market. These are resistance points for Bitcoin, these are my order blocks. However, you could draw the same chart pattern on the same, on Bitcoin, on the same coin, on the same everything, and not have these resistance points, and we would be respecting this. So you can see, we came up to this line, came down, came up here, and what do? We completely ignored all these resistance points. So what am I gonna say? I'm gonna side more and take more, focus onto the chart pattern, which tells me, we have, boom, boom, bounce, 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 coming up. Where to? Somewhere about, boom, 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 boom. Coming up to about 67.5, 67.4, that area over here. This is where I can expect the next bounce, which is definitely where I'm getting at this long, because I'm not having this long overhead anymore. No way. This has just been an absolute, no better word than a clown fest, I suppose. This has just been absolutely terrible price action. But, okay, actually, there's some chat going on. I haven't read this yet. Do you have a course or a paid group? We don't as of yet, but we have... well, in terms of paid group, well, there's, OG. So basically, we have the main Crypto Warehouse Telegram, which is in the description everywhere. You can come to there. That is the main main area, basically. And then we have a Crypto Warehouse OG. So this is for people, either you're on YouTube, and there's a certain member thing going on over there. There's a certain place over there where you can go be a member. That is for the OGs. That is if you want to come support us. You do get privatized videos. You do get privatized things within that on YouTube. But you also get access to the Telegram in there. It's for OGs, so if someone has been a really long-standing member of our community and we really respect them and they do spend a lot of time and effort into the channel, then we would like to give it, because obviously at the end of the day it's our Telegram group. We would like to allow them into the Telegram group to be a part of the OG community. But as of that, it is. If you come and be a member of the OGs, you can come to that Telegram group. I'm there more so than anywhere else. We're talking there a lot. I'm sending, you know, kind of alpha versions of indicators we use. I do have one to show. I have this one to show. So this is something else I have. We have this one as well, which is good. Obviously, again, there's a whole showcase on the OG. If people do ask for it enough in the normal Telegram, I can send it and show you guys what it is. But as of now, it's kind of just sent in the OG area for people to test. And again, these are all like alpha things. Yeah, epic stuff in the OG chat. Yeah, for real, exactly. So you know, that is where we are. That is where we do the most things. Again, we don't disregard completely the main Telegram area. There is still enough content there and enough stuff there. And whenever I post trades, I normally post it in the OG area first. And if it's something good, which I think everyone should know about, I normally post it a bit afterwards on the main area. But I've kind of been letting the market do its thing. I was saying this in the OG group. You know, coming into this week, there's going to be a lot of hectic stuff going on, so I kind of lay low on it. What's the price for the OG group? So, what's in the OG? Yeah, OG group was, there's a lot more content, and we do a lot more, like, TA in there. I send a lot more TA, a lot more trade. I send my trades in there first of anything. But what's the price for it? So, yeah, as we just said in the chat, that is the price. I think the cheapest was like $2 or $3 or pounds, whatever it is. So, again, obviously, depending where you're on the world, it's you know, not like it's going to, like, you know, break the bank. Hopefully not. Again, obviously not talking about anyone's financial situations anywhere in the world, but it's just a little bit of money to support the channel, because we don't really get paid a lot from YouTube. We don't really get paid a lot from other places. The main things are partnerships and, you know, donations. Obviously, none of it's like oh, you need to donate to do this, but it, you know, is greatly appreciated. You know, if you do so. But convert bounce, yeah. Again, like I said, in terms of a bounce, from what I expect you think of a bounce in terms of towards 69k, I don't know if we go towards 69k. I'm still concerned, and again, I need to show this. I saw this just before the stream. We have this is above. Okay, so I know I always go on about the 60 mark being really important of the wave trend, but the 50 mark is also decently important to be above, and we are above that. So that is still something to pay attention to. We are overbought on RSI. That is coming down. VO's been coming down for a while. We've got a red dot print. Money flow is starting to become neutral towards the negative side of things. So that is starting to come down properly. Now, from what it looks like, if you just squint your eyes and just see, okay, boom, 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 what's happening? I think we're going to come down towards 64,833. So on the daily, on the higher time frame, coming probably into tomorrow and so on and so forth, I do think we come down. Again, on the shorter time frames, I'm not saying we don't have a movement upwards, because we have had many movements upwards within today. On the daily, it does display that we aren't. But I think over a day or two, we should probably have a bit more negative movement. But within those days, we can have positive movement. So I'm not saying we're going to completely go down, but on the daily, I think it expects us to come towards 64.8 roughly. You know, going to the 5 minute again, like I said. Actually, I could probably show the trend. You can see really well respected. You know, see boom here, boom, really well respected. So my expectation is to come up. Now, I do want to show one more thing on Bitcoin, which is why I think we come up towards 67,468, maybe even towards 64 or 67.6 up here, potentially, mainly towards 67.3. The reason I think I'm going to go onto a new chart to show us a bit better, so I can show this. Okay, so this is, again, I'm not going to explain this because it's something completely different, but this is kind of a reversal indication. Now, again, it's similar to other indicators you've seen before. And again, a lot of paid indicators, and this is why I give most of these indicators away for free. Marks Alpha B, you know, I'll give away for free. Simple significance is free. I don't use it too much because I have order blocks. We've got this new Alpha 1. Again, this is good on the 5 minute. You can see, you know, it's got buy signals, sell. You can see here, good buy, good sell. Down here, a sell here, buy here. Again, it's decent. Obviously, it's in alpha. It's not, you know, properly for the public yet. But if I hide that now. There we go. So this is kind of my personal thing where I use for, like, okay, if we're in a significant scenario where we're oversold, overbought, and you can see most of the time we do respect these areas. You can see we come to this area, we've come down, come to this area, we come up, come to the area, we come down to here, bounce, come to here, and again, this is probably artificial. You can think, okay, well, there's probably support here, resistance here. Again, there's so many ways of looking at the same chart. You know, you might be looking at this going, this is a pile crap. Why are you looking at this? Why this indicator looks like trash? You know, why are you doing this? Just use support and resistance. Just use this. Just use that. Again, this is my way. Who cares? At the end of the day, if you've got your way and you make money, no one can tell you otherwise. If you have your own strategy and people think that's, if people say to you, you talk to other people, talk to your friends maybe, and you show them your strategy, and you know they go, "This is a trash strategy. What are you doing?" And you make money with it. who cares? Who is someone significant to tell you that you can't use your own strategy? So yeah, that's just something to say. But my significance is, I believe it's within here. I think it was either this one or this one. I was comparing the situations between this one over here, or maybe this one. Okay, both of them can work actually. That you see, we kind of have a scenario where we had horizontal price action whilst we're in this reversal. Now, whilst we're in this range, you can see we had a red dot. Now, it's quite hard to see. It might be really hard to see on the screen. Sorry. Just believe me. There's a red dot here, which is above the 60 mark. Money flow's coming down, VWAP's coming down. So we've got pretty good negativity on Mark Cypher. We are in a reversal potential area. And then what happens? We come down to the next area. So I think we're going to do the inverse. We have a very similar, like from here and here, where we kind of crab a bit and kind of have a bit of horizontal movement and very neutral movement. We have a very similar scenario here. Now, again, same, multiple sides to the same coin, whatever, this, that, the other. In a normal scenario, you see, okay, we've got the shot pan, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. What's going to happen? We're going to bounce, okay? That's what you probably say. And to line that up, you can see, well, we've had, number one, let me delete these lines over here, though. If we look at Mark Cypher and look at the scenario we're in, you can see big green dot below the 60 mark, money flow's coming up, VWAP's coming up, RSI's coming up, and we're slightly neutral, and we're in the reversal area. So you can see we've had the bounce in reversal area, bunch of decently bullish Mark Cypher movement, moving upwards, is what I think is going to happen, alongside the fact we have this really big symmetrical triangle chart pattern, which tells us the upper range should be, if we guess from where we are right now, about 675 towards 676. Now, again, there's resistance lines, there's this, that, the other. We could probably compare, instead of, if we're not using order blocks, we can see, well, there could be this line here. And if we kind of estimate the gradient, okay, this might be a really difficult thing to do. If we start from there, and then meet where that line, hold on. This is gonna be some janky TA, hold on. And then meet, okay, hold on. And then meet about here, okay. You can see, okay, so the gradient in between these lines, you can see this gradient here, between this area and this area. If we shimmy it across and make the start be this end here, and then shimmy it across here, and then this will be where, in theory, if we follow a similar structure of the bounce, this would be where our price would end up at when we hit the top of a range. And if we compare that with this trend line, you can see it meets about here. And where is this price? Well, this price meets really at 67.6, pretty exactly where 650 is. So there's potential for that to be where we meet our price. Again, I don't have any order blocks on this chart. This is the 5 minute, so we can probably go back to our other chart for 650 just to see. Yeah, you can see. Again, here, order block, 67339. We've got an order block there, so that would align with the fact we have resistance. So there's this potential. This is what I think could potentially happen. Over, coming into maybe 2 hours. Are you the only person in the Telegram group giving signals analysis on the market? As of now, yes, I'm the only person. Mike kind of does kind of the more traditional stuff. He looks at projects. He does a lot of it. He does pretty much all the videos on the channel, and he does his streams in the morning. So I'm the only one who does do the TA. Obviously, we have people in. Obviously, Drop Dead. Is everyone here? Oh well. Okay. Well, Devil's right. He is in the Telegram as well. I don't know if everyone's here. Obviously, if you're in the OG Telegram, say hello. But these guys, they also post their charts. Just to talk about it. It is a good conversational thing. And again, I'm not saying I'm the best TA guy in the world. I do have a lot of winning trades. I have more winning trades than I lose, and that's the most important part at the end of the day. Obviously, this trade was just one of those unfortunate ones. Yeah, Devil's right. I know. Yeah, I'm saying I subconsciously just read your name on YouTube and said it out loud. But I know you are. Devil's right on the OG Telegram or Telegram in general. But like I was saying, you can't get 100% of the charts right all the time. But I just do. Okay, Jason is here. Cool. So Jason is here. Jason will also tell you he posts his charts, and we do have some. And Kishan, he posts his trades as well. We do have some proper winners in our Telegram. It's not like a complete signal. It's not like one of these like traditional Telegram channels where everyone has, or Discord channels which everyone has, where all they do is have a privatized chat so no one can post anything apart from the people who do charts, and they just post, boom, buy here, take profit, yes, etc. If that's what you're looking for, that's not what we have right now. Again, we're not huge. We don't have 14 chart drawers in our chat who get paid $50 a chart, $25 a chart, to give signals. We don't have that. I do post whenever I trade. I do post my personal charts, but it is, at the current moment, more of a conversational piece. We do plan to do a Discord. We do plan to have people doing charts. We do plan to have all these sorts of things. We don't have that right now. Obviously, we do have, Reza and some people, if they do want to do it, we do plan to maybe try and give some moderational roles to people who we trust in the OG area. And if they want to do charts or other things, we could try and pay them to do so. So we are planning all these things in the near future. And as you said, with mentorship and stuff, I do plan to. I think it'd be great to. If it's wanted, I'll do it. But if no one wants me to do that, then again, I just won't do it. But anyway, yeah, going back to the chart, this is what I think as of now. We're kind of crabbing. And I saw a mention with a expanding triangle on the lower time frame for this. I do see, yeah, I think this is what I drew originally. Yeah, it's about this. Obviously, the wick there is a bit better. My drawing isn't very good. If we kind of pretend that doesn't exist up there, and we follow the normal trend, you can see bounce, 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 bounce. Actually, we'll draw it from here instead. This is more accurate. You can see coming from a high point to a low, expanding triangle. Expanding triangles are a reversal. So we've got a reversal chart pattern. We've got symmetrical, a symmetrical triangle on the higher time frames, which suggests we should go up. We're in the green area for reversal. We've got bullish marks off on the higher time frames. So in general, we do have a lot pointing towards we should be going up right now. Again, like I said, on the daily, we have the red dot. On the daily, we have money flow, neutral, probably coming down, VWAP coming down. We have a lot of negative on the daily. But that's not to say we can go up. That's not to say we can go up. We can't go up on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, going up towards, 2%. We can do that. We can go up 2%. It is more than, like, even here, for example, we came down 2.2% in 2 hours. We have bull market support band at 55,800. We won't give that up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Again, we're at that right now, aren't we? BMSB is a bull market support band. That's like Mike's that's his. If he could marry an indicator, that would be his. It's not a mean thing, but that's his indicator. And that is like a strong support. It's like a trampoline. He can explain it. He's here right now. He can explain it. That's kind of his indicator. Now, what I haven't done is go and check the Binance. And I forgot to add it. I think Brett is been suggested by somebody. Obviously, I'll look at it in a second. Need some more to know. Manaya's here. Hello. How you doing? It's been a while. Again, actually, it's been a while in general. For a lot of people in Binance, because I put my focus on YouTube because it's just an easier chat to read. But if you are someone who's in the Binance and you've been on my streams before, and you're someone who's been within Crypto Warehouse for a while, just say hello. Be nice to see everyone. Also, again, if you're just joining, if you've got any coins you want to cover, I'll be more than happy to. I expect there's been some coins that have moved pretty crazy over the past basically day because of everything. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So yeah, that's kind of what I think for right now. I think on the daily, I think in general we do move towards 64.8. Actually, well, to be fair, bull market support band, that's 65.8. Depending on how, I don't think that moves too crazy. We can see right now we've kind of got a red dot, money flow come down, VWAP coming down. I could expect a movement towards 730 as we come down, following through this this bearish or this bullish expanding triangle, waiting for this to break out. Yeah, I guess just waiting for it really at this point. I do think we come up though. Again, comparing my angle, comparing everything, it does bring us towards this area. Again, as we come down and don't really move, our reversal area on the negative side of things does get lower and lower. But again, it doesn't mean we can't. Again, like you can compare it over here, it doesn't mean we can't come up all the way into this, 67, 650. It doesn't mean we can't do that. It just means as soon as we enter it, because again, even here, for example. And again, again, there's no indicator which can predict everything 100% of the time. You can see even here, like, we bounced off this trend line and we were in the middle of the reversal areas and we came down. So, it's not to say we can't do that. But, if you were to long each reversal area, you'd win pretty much most of the time, like as it comes into it. Like if you longed, like let's say you entered it like right here, 67,713, and you shorted. Yeah, you might have spent 10 hours waiting, but let's say your take profit, comparing it, was down here. Again, obviously, depending on how long you waited, you could have waited 19. You could have slept on this, and it would have followed through. But again, this is something you kind of have to follow. But as you watch it, you can see, okay, this here, for example, you shorted here, and let's say you got out at this area, 1.5%. Longed here, you can see 1.5% again. Shorted here, well, 2%. Again, this is retrospective. Again, this is one of those things that, again, you just can't keep on looking at the retrospective stuff. But again here, if you monitored the outer rim of the reversal and set your stop loss at that price, constantly, then you would eventually get out and you'd eventually keep on trading it. So again, just one of those things. But again, there's I think there's Williams percentage or Bollinger Bands, or whatever it is. It's the same. It's a similar concept, I suppose, but it's a bit different in the code. It's a bit different. We check the chat actually. Yeah. Anyway, that's my I've said my piece. I think we've spent quite a bit of time on this chart actually, so I'm going to be moving on now. Hiding these things. See what this is saying. Yeah, this hasn't produced a buy signal. That's actually pretty good as well. You can see buy. Obviously, again, it's in alpha. But, if you bought here, sold on the sell signal, boom, decent. Buy signal at the bottom, sell at the top, very good. There's no, obviously, this is still waiting. But it'll probably flip at some point and give a buy signal. So, again, could be good. But that's not what we're here for. So, we are going to move on now to Ethereum, which I'm more interested in because I do have a trade from 30,050 on Ethereum. So, I do want to see how this is going. And where we're kind of moving. It seems like we're kind of stuck right now. Okay, this wasn't respected. This also wasn't on the 4 hour. I think we do have I don't think we have a 4 hour one actually. I think this is a bit different. Again, this is a bit, trash. Again, we had a double bottom pretty good. Boom, boom, coming up. We did eventually come up to the resistance area for this, which is nice. You can see if we shimmy out these breakout points, you can see it does bring us towards the 41 area if we continue this flag. Obviously, we did kind of break out here, which is unfortunate. So it might not follow through with the 41,000 moving upwards. You can see we did wick down right to our order block, which is nice. So we do have really nicely respected order blocks on Ethereum. Let me go to the 1 hour so it's a bit more in detail. But you can see we're generally just stuck at this. You can see, obviously, really nicely respecting this midline of this. I believe it might be a breaker block. It might be an order block. I'm not too sure. I don't know why I have this line here. But it just seems like right now we're kind of stuck. 642 incoming for Bitcoin. Yeah, I'd expect so. I expect us to pump towards 67,650, which is hopefully when I'll get out of this bloody trade I've gotten in. I've trapped myself. I really have trapped myself in this trade, which is just unfortunate. Again, you can't predict the weather or whatnot. Even I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy. There's the what they called. The meteorologists, they get it wrong sometimes, and it's the weather, it's one of those things. I think the weather is a good comparison to trading, because if you go to space, you can see the clouds, you can see the build-up of the clouds and how they move. So there's still ways you can slightly predict how the weather will be, but you'll never know 100%. So I think the weather is a good comparison. I think meteorologists and traders, they're not so different. Yeah, you can't check 642. Yeah, actually, I can check it. Whoops. But what I plan to do as well, we're not there yet. Eventually, we'll get there. What I plan to do as well is I want to, because I know on the default version of TradingView, I think you can only have like 2 indicators. Now, again, I'm trying to make all these indicators. I'm trying to make this tool suite of indicators, but I don't expect you to use 14 billion indicators by Crypto Warehouse. Again, you can have your own thing. I'm not saying you should use our indicators solely, but what I'm saying is, if you do have our indicators, but you want to use more of them, and you only have 2, and you want to use your crucial indicators, you have indicators you want to use. My plan is, what I want to do, and some people have asked for it, because they're talking about the free version of TradingView. I want to try and amalgamate a bunch of indicators we made into one. So we have Market Cipher, the remake of Market Cipher. We've got maybe the Super Scalper, which is just the name I have it for it right now. Obviously that's still in the works. Maybe also this signals reversal area as we have it. I hate doing that. Hold on. Let me minimize that. There we go. This is pretty good. See, boom there, came down there, boom there. Obviously, this was all movement externally. It's well respected, I suppose. You can see short there, boom, came back down to it. But again, I do want to try and put a bunch of indicators we have into one. Because so then if you have one indicator you want to use, and then you can use one indicator which has all of our indicators in one, so you can turn them on turn them on and off. Then obviously that's the goal, I suppose. So then people can use all our indicators and not struggle with trying to manage their indicators. Anyway, going back to Ethereum. So my main long-term goal was towards 4,000, which I think was quite cool people's actually. But yeah, the impact has been really bland. But I know the impact has been pretty grim. But again, I think it will change over the coming days and going on to it. Oracle's me. That's my name because I predict things or whatever. That's the kind of persona I have on the streams. Yeah, obviously the outcome's been here and there. You can see. I mean, obviously, Monday, Tuesday, what's really happened? Since the start of Monday, basically, let's say 9 a.m. Towards now, we've moved. What is this? 0.36%. Obviously, again, up and down here and there towards different order blocks and support and resistance points. But on the long term, haven't really done much. So I'm expecting this to change coming into it. But again, I don't want it to be negative. That's all I hope for. We do seem to maybe have some sort of similar pattern. Actually, we kind of had a down. Okay, let me try and find some sort of trend right now on the 1 hour. Could have something like this, and then like this. So you bounce up towards resistance. Potentially. I mean, this is a bit tight. Again, if I go to 5 minute, we can maybe compare these to here. If we go to this, boom there, and then we shimmy this down. Nice wicks there, and then put that there. So you see, bounce, and then obviously this, that, the other, bounce, coming up potentially up towards. I mean, this is really steep. Whoops. Bounce maybe towards midpoint, towards 55, whatever. Obviously, it should be about maybe 3,600. I don't know. This is all. I didn't even see this. Look at how negative that is. Coming off the midpoint, probably towards. I'm not surprised. 3,420 actually. A decent short there for Ethereum. Actually, maybe towards here. Towards 1.27%. Again, that is really, really negative. Market Cipher, money flow momentum, everything's really negative. See where we are. Yeah, you can see we've just barely touched it. You can see here, boom, touched it here, came down, touched it here, obviously came up, found resistance though, came down, touched it, came up. We have barely touched it. Oh, we've barely touched it. But again, I would consider that in the range. So we could probably come down towards these bottom range. I'd probably say towards 3,420 for Ethereum. So I could expect to move down. Again, RSI completely overbought. Momentum, big red dot above 60 mark. Money flow really deep coming down. VWAP, probably good short for Ethereum as we see it right now. Where are you guys based? Well, we are both English. Obviously from the United Kingdom. But obviously we don't, we're in a different location. But obviously, for certain reasons I'm not going to disclose. Not for a privacy-based thing, but for a service-based thing. So, but we're English. We're just English. Yeah, this is what I think. So we kind of touched the top of where the reversal potential could be. Again, you can also see comparatively where we had this sort of full on just negative potential. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a full on red candle as well. Broke below support? Oh god, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me we're falling. Nah, we're fine. We'll print above. Doesn't matter. You can see we wicked here anyway. We're even shooting this down actually. Yeah, bounce here, rough bounce here, maybe as low as 65.3, 5.5 even. Again, as long as we keep this symmetrical thing, then I'm not surprised. It could allow for a higher bump. But again, I mean, you can compare the 5 minute really deep. I mean, this is. I mean, we've got good support. That again, this is a directional. This is all directional. You know, trends and charts and whatnot. These are where you find in terms of, or what you find in terms of like positional. So again, I'm not too worried. I'm really not too worried. What happened to Bitcoin? Yeah, don't worry, it's fine. We'll be all right. It's just a little bit of a scare. It was a new print or whatever. This is decent though on the 30 minute. Wasn't the 1 hour like pretty good? Yeah, the 1 hour was good. I'm just waiting for this 1 hour to be fair. Looking at this, I'm just really waiting for this to come up towards 67. I mean, again, over the longer term of it, again, you can see coming to the red, like reversal. I could expect boom, come up, and then come down towards the next reversal area towards 64.8, which in turn is also where we have our support point anyway. So, yeah. I guess I'm just waiting for this. I'm just reading the chat now. Let me zoom in. Chat. Again, we've got this trend line. Boom, 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 boom. As long as we hold this, again, like I said, if we don't hold this, then it's the leg down. Again, if we go back to the OK displace chart, where do we have our previous? Okay, I don't really have any order blocks or anything. Our next line would be about 64.8, which is where we had the meet at, this is where we met at the trend line for the expanding triangle. So I guess it just depends on where we meet, where we print on this line here for the expanding triangle or the symmetrical triangle. So we'll see. We will see. But again, we are pretty deep right now for the 1 hour, and again, hard time frames are important. And this is really negative as well. And daily's really negative. Again, we've had our bounce. I'm expecting eventually at some point moving downwards. But that's not to say we can't move up a bit more or anything like that. So again, we wait. I just said markets are based on the aggregation and the exchange's price engines, which creates inefficient price action. Bitcoin is going to rebalance back down 642. 642. Let me go back to here. 642. That's potential, absolutely. There's a order block down here at 64248 in this range. This is also where the reversal area could be. And again, we don't always come to exactly these ranges. So we could go deep as there. I think 64.8 is good because, I mean, okay, what could happen? We could wick down to 64.2, but I think our prints would be about 64.6 to 64.8 because we have this trend line, which will support resistance. We have the trend line of the expanding triangle. So it's because, okay, how many bounces we've had? One. Okay, so boom, boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you can see, again, I'm not saying each bounce, I'm not saying we have to bounce 4 times in both directions perfectly, but you can see once, boom, 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 down here. So 1, 2, 3. This could be our 4th bounce. 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I don't think. Are we gonna? We could, we absolutely could. Again, I don't think that's. I think that's too much. I think that would be too much movement. I think there should be a bounce. Obviously, 642 especially. Again, well, I guess we have to wait and see. You guys put it. Markets aggregate towards inefficient price action, so it's going to be filling the gaps. Spot over there strong enough to hold the line. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, on lower time frames, we do have this trend. Could we break out of it? Sure. Could we break out it right now? Potentially. I think we have negativity on the higher time frames, but as I've already talked about, if we compare the price action on the lower time frames, we need to pay attention to what's happening in terms of the technicals on the lower time frames, which if are causing to have some sort of prints on bullish side of things, like as we see on Markets Alpha right now, then on the short time frames I could expect moving upwards. But again, what's more important is the prints on the high time frames for like if we come down or not. So it's all relative at the end of the day. So if we have bullish prints on lower time frames, I could expect a move up before we move down. But if you compare okay, like we've had obviously move up, move down. We kind of need to move up again before we move down. Like we've had consecutive 4 hours even of movement downwards. I could expect a bit of retracement. Hey, I guess we'll see. Well, you're thinking too much, just long when next Bitcoin meeting. I mean, fair enough, yeah, but like, I mean, no, again, external market factors, they're always going to cause big movements in the price. Again, that's a no-brainer, but like, I can't just wait for the next event to long Bitcoin or short Bitcoin. You know, that you need to be able to try and find how the price is moving, you know, at a given moment in the price, or at a given moment in the price action. So, you know, again, obviously, that is more than viable. You know, I'm not saying that. 14-minute, there will be a small signal. You can tell us. Yeah, I'll wait for. Yeah, I'm gonna move on now though. I'll move on to Solana, just to see what's going on, and I will look at Brett, and then that will give us enough time to look at on the 10. Obviously, when we get to 10 o'clock my time anyway, in about 14 minutes. Let me hide this actually because it's kind of in the way, and it obviously is not really using it right now. Okay, so what we have is we have these order blocks. Good. Resistance, boom, support, good. Resistance, midpoint, good. Support, resistance, good. Support, boom. Okay, now resistance. Okay, good. So it looks like we are now back at our main line, which we talked about quite a while ago. We also kind of had this expanded thing which we broke out of, which I talked about at the moment, that I wouldn't be surprised if we followed this trend and didn't bounce below and then broke out and then not had it. So I'm going to delete this because I'm glad we did that. Could we have a trend line somewhere here? Bounce here, kind of bounce where we are. This seems like a really low trend line. Actually, I mean, obviously we can't ignore this, but if that wasn't there, we'd have a really nice trend line right now. Really nice trend, which also would be an expanding triangle, which would also be a negative thing, which would probably also bring us down towards this line, this big old order block we've had. I think this is a really high time frame order block. We can see again on the 1 hour similar with pretty much actually very similar scenario as with Bitcoin, where we've had a pretty low in everything, where if we had potential to move upwards. Trying to see, I don't really think we have anything in terms of like these, like the expanding triangle, whatever the hell's, or the symmetrical triangles. I mean, we could have something, you know, if we draw this along here, coming up here, we could have something similar. Potentially, you can see bounce here, bounce down, bounce up, bounce down. Could be a bounce up. What high time order block is that? Let me have a look. Can't remember what time frame it's on. Yeah, it's a 4 hour order block. It's an engulfing order block. Now, I did have someone say, oh my god, that's not an order block, this, that, the other. These are order blocks, okay. Do your research. Expanding order, oops, just moved it. Engulfing order block here on the 4 hour. Shimmy it across. You can see, good here. Again, if it wasn't anything significant, we wouldn't be printing below the midpoint. Obviously, flipped it, boom. Test the area, obviously came right back up. Obviously, we've used the midpoint there. We've slipped below, we haven't printed below it though, importantly. So there's still time. Let's go back upwards. Oh, was it? Yeah, there you go. Well, it is an engulfing order block on the 4 hour. Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay, this is a engulfing order block. Okay, so I know it wasn't an order block, or an order block, an original one where you have I need to find an example now. Where you have like a low print and you do this. Okay, I get it. I know it's not one of those order blocks. It is an order block though. It is an order block, and if it wasn't, we wouldn't be using it as support and resistance. So, but anyway, we are coming below it. Obviously, you can see we have had a decently high money flow coming down. really, really overbought, coming down. View up, coming down. Momentum coming down. So pretty negative on every single regarding everything. Really, really negative. But importantly, now again, I'm cheating because I'm completely ignoring this high print. But if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist. And you can see boom, 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 boom. We're kind of using it. We're kind of using the trend line. We're printing above it anyway. Well, regardless, we've whipped below obviously, but we're above it right now, holding it, potentially printing there in 9 minutes. Obviously, you know, again, similar with if Bitcoin comes down to that low point at 64.8, I could expect to bounce up. But again, so I think that we're kind of in two opposite worlds right now in comparison to the high time frames and the low time frames. High time frames pretty negative, obviously making sense over the days, the next 2 days on the 4 hours as well, coming down towards support prices or support points, whatever price it may be. But I still, if we go back to like 5 minute, let's say, or 15 minute, actually might be maybe a bit better. We do still have these. You can see we even have it on this. It's not okay. Let me shimmy it to the wicks though. Here we go. If I shimmy it to the wicks, okay, boom, wick there, wick there, wick there. But that's a really high wick. Okay, well, it was a draw on the high time anyway. We still have it. You know, if we compare it, you know, boom, 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 boom. Obviously having difficulty, which makes sense. I mean, we had difficulty here, we had difficulty here. We still came down, we still came up. So, but we are using these midpoints really nice. You can see here, really, really nice. Here, really, really nice. Printing above, really nice. Resistance here, really nice. So this is a really good order block anyway, especially on the low time frames. You can see it in more detail. But we could have, you know, boom, 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 boom coming up. Could have some sort of like double bottom. Again, you can also see decently negative Monkey Cypher, money flow come up. You know, me happy, caveman. So we could have something like that. Coming up to maybe the midpoint of here as we come along with this, you know, higher high trend line. Obviously very, very... actually, is it even higher high? It's not, you know. Is this... This isn't, is it? You know, because a lot of the time I'll draw a chart pattern in my head, or I'll draw it on the screen. I'll go, is that a chart pattern? I said it in the OG group anyway. A lot of the time, you know, it's like, oh, you know, how do you know it's a chart pattern? A lot of the time, I'll just draw what I think is a chart pattern, and then I'll just go onto a screenshot to check if it's a chart pattern or not. I don't think this is a chart pattern. However, again, these are trend lines. We will respect them. Let me go on to see if we're in a significant position or not. Again, similar with Bitcoin, we are in the reversal potential area. Obviously we had it here, reverse, had it here, boom, had it here. We're here again, potential. Every time, twice now, we've been, again, very similar situations. What's happened? We've come to reversal range. We've had a green dot. We've come up, and we've come up to our trend line, or come up to the order block even. Similar scenario here, reversal, or in the reversal range, green dot. Obviously bullish divergence helps as well. Money flow come up, RSI come up. Where do we come to? Trend line. Even deeper in the reversal potential range. Obviously we had a green dot there, obviously having a bit of difficulty at this midpoint because we have printed below the midpoint of this order block. But money flow come up, VWAP come up, you know, me happy. Where to? If it happens again, obviously 3 times Mecha pattern, come up, $178, sorted. Could we do that? It's potential. Okay, well let's compare. How long did this take? This took about... What time frame are we on? We're on 15 minutes. Yeah, that might take quite a while. Again, the super negativities on the daily, so I think like 2 days. Obviously, there's a lot of 50 minutes in a 2 day. So I do still think there's range. There's potential for us to go up and down. You know, it's not just black and white. You know, there is grey as well, not just black and white. So yeah. I'll go some charts with you and show you why you don't need any of those indicators. I used them all before. Trust me, once you have learned how market allocation works, the market direction is easy to real. Sure, yeah, absolutely, sure. Come to Telegram. Send me some screenshots. The TG is actually right there. Come to Telegram. Send me some screenshots. Sure, we'll have to talk about it. What I'm saying is Bitcoin is rebouncing back down 61.8. This is where you should be looking for potential bounce back up 70k. Well, if we go to the weekly, on Big, actually talking about it, we might have 5 minutes to print this new thing. This is not the right chart. Oh, it is actually. So you think we come down to 61k? Okay. You know what? There's potential because that is a midpoint of this range. So I've had this range for a while. If I go to daily, we've had this for a while now. Again, this is in talks for big movement. I've hidden the line. but it brings us up towards 90k. People have been talking that for a while. September, October time, it's been 90k. It's been 80 whatever k. Some people said. Some people even said 106k, whatever it is. There's been a lot of potential for movement upwards. Now, this chart pattern would, I would, wouldn't be surprised with if we had that movement. It does line up with the fact of what people are saying, where we could go up in that sort of, time frame towards September, October time. So this was under the assumption we had a bounce and then had one more downwards and then came up. Obviously, we haven't had our touch yet. For me, you see boom there, boom there, boom there, boom there. We haven't had our touch yet, but we can come lower. There is potential. You can see here, we came lower. We were at a midpoint here. Midpoints are important. And 61k would be a midpoint. Again, I also have an order block where the bottom of it is about 61k. So 61k, I could more than happily line up with right there. Now, if we kind of, is there like a slanted trend line which has a midpoint? That'd be really useful. I actually don't know. Fib channel at a 0.5 might help. Is this going to be... What is this? Oh, that's not helpful at all. Oh, it needs to be this way. Oh, I've just double clicked. Oh my god. Let me zoom out because I just can't draw this. Alright, so I think this, is it like that? Oh, it's 3 lines, so it's like boom, boom, boom. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. Let's just draw like a rough midpoint. Alright. Alright, let's just draw like a rough midpoint. Maybe like that. So I'm not trying to line it up or anything, but you can see this is roughly the midpoint. Maybe you can see, difference between here and here and here. It looks roughly the same. Let's just compare it to there. Whatever. I don't care if I'm lying or not. Who cares? And, if we shimmy it down and we have some price action, which gives us, kind of a movement downwards, where does it bring us? Order block. But 61, this is 61.5. But the midpoint would be roughly here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were in roughly that range of a midpoint, about 61k. So yeah, I would agree with you. But there's, again, like I said, there's multiple ways of reading the same chart. But yeah, again, come to Telegram. Come send some screenshots in the way you do it. I'll be more than happy to listen. And again, I've said this on other streams. I do like to try and look at other big methods, not just looking at different indicators or different patterns or different ways of drawing trend lines. This, that, the other. I don't just. It's not really looking at them. It's kind of looking at different complete methodologies of looking at the charts, and then maybe taking pieces from them and then building it into my own. So yeah, exactly. Just come along. Come send how you do it. I'll be more than happy to listen to. Anyway, I'm going back now to Brett because I do need to cover this because I think I've done TA before. I don't know what chart. Here we go. So what have we done? I actually don't. I can't remember what we did. So boom, bounce, come up. Obviously had resistance here at midpoint. Makes sense. Money flow come down. Where's this? Okay, we're on the daily. Let me go to the 4 hour so I can see a bit more detail. All right, so we had this trend. Obviously, this is a huge kind of pole or potential movement upwards out of a trend. Obviously, we haven't followed through with that because had a lot of resistance. Obviously, had huge resistance here anyway. This line, boom, in this range. This line also lines up with this this fib level. Obviously, this is a potential fib level. It's kind of a hacky way of doing it. I don't really care though. Do what you want to do. If you don't like it, you don't like it. So this was my method. It does line up with this midpoint, and then these were subsequent areas I expected to come to. Obviously, again, we have come down a bit. We have bounced again, which is I'm not surprised. Again, I do talk about you can do these sorts of things where you do test. And I had actually a decent long talk about it on one of my streams about the fact that you can have these sorts of rounded movements where you come back to the trend line and then break out. So what's happened? Somewhat similar. You see, we had this thing. Boom, come back. I think this is actually a longer time frame thing anyway. But you can see boom, boom, bounce, come down. Obviously, it was a very steep trend line anyway, so I'm not surprised we came down. And now we're starting to come up a bit. So I could expect some eventual movement upwards. But again, if the market's absolutely dumping, this might take effect. Again, each coin is its own. Each coin has its own market, has its own ecosystem. It doesn't necessarily have to follow one for one. But if the market's moving in one way, it might move similar. It might respond with how the market's moving. So I'm not saying it will come down, but we just have to pay attention to the fact that we are in an ecosystem here. But we do have a bit of movement. Again, obviously, you could compare this to something like this, which brings us down to this line here, about 0.095. But again, if we break above resistance, use it as support, we would just break out of this. So just using the bottom trend, you can see, boom, bounce, resistance at the bottom line, resistance midline, coming up, potentially coming up, printing above. Again, pay attention to what's going on in the market as a whole there. But again, I can't. There's been a lot going on. I do need to look at what Bitcoin's doing. 655. Ooh, we are proper coming down now. Yeah, again, a new print. We're still on it though. There's potential. There's potential. There is potential. We need to wait though. Okay, the Telegram's been pinned. That's good. Actually, let me check the Binance chat because I don't know if people have said anything. We've pretty much like printed a new 15-minute. We don't have any sort of we don't really have anything printing. That's really deep there. That's really deep there. So there's potential for a bounce. But hey, who much know? Let me read some of the chat because again, this is why I don't look at the Binance chat. Like, there's just so much spam. Like, it's just ridiculous. There's literally no point. Like, oh yeah, I'm not looking at this chat. This chat's trash. It's end soon. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I mean, again, we'll just have to wait for this. I'm just gonna wait. I've said my piece. So we just have to wait and see. At the end of the day, be nice if we could like. Hey, orange water from King's Cup. It is not water. It is a different beverage. But no, it is a King's Cup. I mean, again, remember what you said in the Telegram? That amazing visual effects on that photo. You know what? I actually couldn't tell that King picture wasn't me. I believe it was it Jason who sent it? I need to scroll all the way back up there. Hold on. Who sent that photo? I think it was it Jason? I can't remember. Damn. I think it was. Hold on. I'll show it on the stream. Hold on. Scrolling up. There's a lot of chat. You see, this is the problem. We talk so much in this Telegram. Oh, I don't think it was there. Hold on, let me scroll up now. Oh, I just yap. We all just yap so much about how it's going. Oh, let me scroll. I'm using my whole hand to scroll up this chat. Okay, well, this isn't a good way of doing this. Wait, let me check the photos. There it is. This is an absolute masterful. I could not tell when I first saw this image sent in the Telegram. I could not tell that this wasn't me. I thought this was a real photo of me, and I somehow found it. I thought, how the hell did they find this photo of me? I thought it was an absolutely brilliant photo. Yeah, I might end it on this photo. So yeah, Bitcoin. I've said my piece. Boom. In a potential reversal area. Obviously, I've said my thing. We're at 65.67 right now. It seems like we're hopefully potentially back in the range again. Whenever you print new candles, there's always going to be fast movement. But again, to everybody in the chat, Telegram is there. I'm ending it now. I know you're saying cough. I'm ending it. All right. God damn, this guy. Anyway, if you're in the chat, you're not in the Telegram already, or you want to talk, come to Telegram. Come join the Telegram. You know, there's a whole beautiful, thriving community there of brilliant people doing brilliant things. Changing the world in this Telegram, alright? Come join there. Come talk. Alright, obviously, if you want to be in the OG area, you know what to do. Come on. Oh, I've got a green dot in the 5 minute. Brilliant. You know what to do. 657 right now. Going up. Very nice. Obviously, again, it's fickle to say we're going up right now because, you know, we just printed. Doing well, actually. Very nicely. Anyway, hopefully we go up. Hopefully we go down. I think we're going to go down. Again, what to take away? I've yapped so much. This has been a bit of a messy stream. What to take away? What do you take away from this stream? Lower time frame, personally, 67.6. Shoot me, all right? Shoot me. If you don't agree, you don't agree. Whatever. Higher time frame, we're coming down. 64.8. That's my piece, all right? Take it on the chin, or no, don't take it on the chin. Take it as you will. Not financial advice. You could hate me, all right? You could hate me. absolutely despise the way I do things. That's okay. You know, you're up to your opinion. That is your opinion if you don't like it or not. But hey, who am I to know? Come join the Telegram, and I'll see you next time. Oh, 65.8 right now. Come on. Let me go back to this. Let me see what's going on. Come on. We're absolutely going right now. That's what I thought. Look at that. Money flow come up. View up come up. View up. RSI come up. Print below the 60 mark come up. Very nice. I'm ready. I'm ready to win. Hopefully you guys too are too. Yeah, I guess let's see what's going on actually. Okay, we haven't got a print actually on this buy. I guess we'll see. Thank you so much for all joining. I really appreciate it. Sorry again. I spent so much time on Bitcoin. I spent a bit of time on the other things. I did look at Brett a bit. Again, I'm sorry. It was really trash. I believe, was it Drop Dead who said Brett? I'll send a screenshot of Brett in Telegram because I really haven't spent enough time on it. Mike needs to do his stream for tomorrow. I need to end the stream. So thank you all anyway so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Just goodbye.